All right. Hey everyone. So, yeah, today escaped from me. I didn't realize how late it was. I was in the middle of eating dinner when I got that ping on Discord. Hey, are you streaming today? Whoops. uh, anyways, so we're gonna go over all the stuff that we normally do this week. Hey, Kyle. We're gonna look at the welfare, event shop, gacha stuff. Oh, excuse me. Alterations, Twitter videos. Not specifically in the same order those last two, but anyways, yeah. Don't mind the popsicle. I just really felt like something cold after dinner. Oh. Let's get cracking on the welfare, shall we? The Barzam. All right, let's see what our welfare is like this week. Welfare Federation. Recover 10 armor gradually. That's garbage. Oh yeah, right, the arena suit. You're right, Alex. Okay, so this trait's completely worthless for anyone that doesn't know why, which is mostly the new players. This part alone has 1,510 armor, meaning you need 151 ticks of that passive to recover just the armor for this part. That doesn't count every other single part in your suit. It's completely worthless. Beyond that, statistically... Okay. So, we're looking at just under 3k shot attack and about 1200 melee. For a welfare head, that's not bad. The best welfare shot heads that we've seen push up past 3k. The melee heads we see actually kind of around this area, anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 kind of deal. So this sits in a very comfortable position kind of in the middle there. Nothing jaw-droppingly amazing, but for a welfare, pretty good numbers. Word tags, forward base, and federation. It's nice seeing another source of federation on a welfare, mind you. Forward base, not the biggest fan of. I don't like the fact that that's the primary tag for this suit, is what it is. Only one alteration. Lame you got spared this week. Fuck you too. Alright. And now we have the alternative head version. Now this is different. I think this is the third time we've got a welfare where one of the core frame parts had two variations of it. So pretty cool. But anyways, it's your typical Vulcan. It's garbage. D- Pierce, D power. Its entire purpose is to reduce the enemy's resistances while potentially staggering them. It's not worth it. Now, I'm so aggressive. So aggressive. All right. Now, statistically, we're looking at a much more powerful part. So the head is pushing almost 1,400 melee attack, while shot attack pushes well over 3k. We're almost at 3.4k. That puts this into the very high brackets for welfare heads when it comes to shot, and definitely high up on the list when it comes to melee. Very, very good offensively for this noggin. For base mid-range, so we toss the Federation on this head and we get mid-range instead. Both of them are pretty solid tertiary tags, so no real complaints there. I just find it weird that they gave us two welfare heads with this, like two of them. One of them is just better than the other. Well, better, air quotes. It trades off all of its defensive like armor value for more offensive power, but you know, rule number one, don't get hit and it doesn't matter. But it's like both of their EX skill / traits are garbage, so that doesn't matter. The word tags have 4 base, which to me is an instant write-off, and then a good tertiary. But then statistically, this head is just better, in my opinion, again, for offensive values. It just seems weird that they gave us 2 options when it's like, do you want 1,000 gold or, a handshake? So, not the most difficult of choices here, All right, torso. When armor is 70% or more, non-EX skill power boosted by 30%. Okay, so this is definitely something pointing more towards newer players with the non-EX skill power boost. That's more for like neutrals and stuff. Once you get up to a certain point, you're only going to be using EX skills, so that will fall off. But at least the 70% or more trigger is really easy to hit for new and old players. So. Remember, this is the mass production version of the Gundam Mark II. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's a welfare suit like everything else. Shite is still shite. Oh, hey, Flammy. Alright. So, statistically, torso. Okay. So, about 1,700 or so melee attack, which for a welfare torso, really good. Shot attack is a little more on the token side, about 600 or so. So, very good for the melee slap for welfare. So the traits kind of more towards the lower, newer players. Stats are okay. Definitely melee centric. 4 base and Federation word tags. Okay. Good tertiary. Don't like 4 base, but it's there. Okay. Alright, let's check out the arms. Double Saber Rush. That's going to be a no for me, dog. Alright. And statistically, looking at about 3,700 or so melee attack. 600, 700 shot. So in terms of melee, these are some very good welfare arms. Shot, not so much, but it's more of a melee suit, I guess, kind of to begin with. Minus the noggin, but... Okay. EX skills are right off. 1 good tertiary word tag. And the stats, melee-wise, are pretty okay. Nothing jaw-droppingly amazing. Alright, legs. Do keep in mind the legs and the backpack tend to have the lowest stat distribution out of all the parts for the frame. So seeing these break 1,000 will be nice. Outfighter job. Projectile speed boosted by 14%. I don't think projectile speed is really that great. It really only benefits the really slow-moving projectiles. Things like bazookas, shit like that. Not... I think there's just better you can get than projectile speed boost. Force base mass production. We finally see a mass production tag on this sucker. Took almost the entire frame to get there. They're okay tags. Like okay at best kind of thing. Statistically, alright, so base over 1,000 on both stats. Really good. Melee pushes up to, what, 1,500 or so? 1,600 melee attack. Really good for a pair of legs. Shot attack, a little more muted. We're about 1,400 or so. Well, not bad. Not bad. Okay. It's a pair of legs. It's not the best we've seen, but it's definitely not the worst. So at least it's got that going for it. Alright, the Barzan backpack. While mass production, shooting crit rate boosted. Crit rate's garbage. Moving right along. 4 base mass production. I've already talked about that combo with tags. And statistically, we're looking at about 1,450-ish melee attack. Good for a backpack, I'll say. Shot attack is more token, sitting at about 500 or so, 550, 600 in that very low end bracket. It's kind of a, yeah. Tag kind of funny is the Federation scrapped almost all the Titan suits because association with the Titans. Yeah. But, is what it is. Okay. Interesting backpack. Definitely more of a stat stick, this suit, than anything else. The tags are okay. But, come on. There we go. Actually, on that note, before we go any further, let me just put my DND on so I don't get, hopefully don't get bombed with messages during this. Anyways. Nope, that didn't work at all. Discord, will you please? I am literally on Do Not Disturb on all of my devices. Why do you keep sending me messages? I swear to God, it's like your fucking preferences do nothing. Yeah, Discord doesn't care. Oh, you have it on Do Not Disturb for no notifications? Well, it'd really suck if we sent you notifications. Thanks, dickweeds. Fucking. And you see that new game trailer for the SD Gundam Battle Alliance? You mean the thing that was on the Nintendo Direct that I talked about in the stream? Yeah, I saw it. Don't worry. Yeah. I don't get it. Preferences on mobile apps are just so willy-nilly. They just don't seem to care. I can either completely disable them or completely enable them. There's no, oh, only turn them off during like this period or something. What do I know? I'm not a marketing guy. I don't know why they make these decisions. Anyways, Barzan Beam Saber. Wow, 3,800 melee attack. That's good. 4 base and Federation word tags, workable. And the trait, when all 3 Gunpla are speed, squad, job, gauge, rate, plus 17%. I don't like the job gauge. I still don't think it really does enough to make it worthwhile investing into it. But if you're someone that does, this might be very useful, as it means you can put this onto one of your supporting suits, and as soon as all of your suits are speed, you're all going to get that 17% boost. So you don't need it on your primary suit, which is pretty okay. Alright, that's actually not a bad beam saber. And the beam rifle. 4 base Federation tags, alright, workables. And the trait with Saber category equipped, all enemy EX skill recovery reduced by 16%. Very easy to find a Saber category weapon, and the EX skill recovery means when they get a heal, like Bisect gives you a heal or whatever, this reduces the amount by 16%, just flat application. So if it's a 59% heal, that's going to go down to 43%. That's kind of the dealio with this. On its own, not terribly amazing, but if you stack enough of this up on a supporting suit, you can just straight negate heals. Might be useful these days. What if Defender Speed Squad all with this level 10? Don't look at me, Chief. Long day? No, Alex. Maybe? I don't know. My eyes hurt. I didn't really even do anything strenuous today. So I don't know why I'm like feeling exhausted. Ugh. Anyways, moving along here. Statistically, about 3,600 shot attack. Pretty good, really good for a welfare rifle, so good stuff there. Word tag wise, 4 base Federation, workable tertiaries. So, interesting trait that can be used effectively for, as was already stated in the chat, arena trolling. Good stats for a welfare weapon, and workable tags. Overall, that seems to be kind of the theme of the Barzan. Nothing jaw-dropping, oh, you gotta get this, or oh, that looks beautiful. You know, it's there. It's comfortable. It's not jaw-dropping great. It's not bad. Honestly, that's pretty solid praise for a welfare these days. What's in the can? Man, how do you not recognize my favorite drink that I love having on stream almost all the time? I try to have a no more than one a day if I have a beer at all during the day. So I try to save it for my stream because I do a lot of talking and it keeps me at least able to talk. I don't want to become that guy that just drinks like 5 beers a day. All right. So, what do we got for our awakening chips? High firepower, GM type, high mobility, support, and 4 base. All right. And what do we have in our fragment pool? The Raven, the Z2, and the GP Rasen 210. Aha! If you are lacking a good head part, I do wholly recommend you get this. Primarily, if we go to the event blueprint and take a look at the noggin on that sucker, we are revealed to the best ticketable buff for melee in the game. You get a fat 49% melee attack with the speed boost and resist flinch. And this is just in the 4-star exchange ticket pool. This is literally a Sokai tier buff. The only thing that can make it better is if it healed. Okay. So, with that out of the way, let us go take a look at the Arena Shop suit. And then we will go take a look at the Gacha. And actually, before we go anywhere with that, let's look at our pilot first, Sato. Okay, when shot attack is under 20,000, which is easy to do, I guess. Enemy all power reduced by 25%. So if you're running a suit that has very low offensive power, mostly around utility, buffs, debuffs, whatever, this may come in use. The 25% all power down is quite nice. Wait, who's this? Yeah, so if the problem is there's a lot of people from Seed Destiny that have the scar across their nose. When I saw his face originally, I was reminded of the raid on the manor. Like 12 episodes in or wherever, where Kira Lacus and the gang are just mellowing out. That's where his face screams like that's where I'm from. But if I remember correctly, thinking back on it, he's actually from the fall of was it? Yeah, it was the memorial. He was part of the gang that put the devices on the memorial to force it down to Earth and caused the severe fucking destruction that kicked off the war. That's where Sato's from, and he was part of the people that were in the Jinns hovering about during that entire part of it. Yeah, the guy that was from the manor, actually, if I remember, he was much more, what's the word? Frog-like, greasy. I'm not quite sure how to phrase it, but this guy is from the when they were hanging out. I'm pretty sure it was Junia 7 that break they were at. SteamOS is so fucking good. Some old build projects now have 7-star upgrades. Oh boy, that's spicy tamales. Anyways, let's take a look at him. High mobility, ace exclusive. The ace exclusive tag is really interesting to see on him, as he was a very short-lived character. I think he only showed up for a total of 2 episodes. Half of the latter was a recap, effectively. But he was really good, so ace makes sense. He is a infighter. Statistically, we're looking at about 2,100 or so melee attack. For a 3-star pilot, it's pretty good. So, overall, his trait is very interesting. You will have to build in a very specific way to have under 20,000 shot attack, but the 25% all power reduction is very powerful. So, there's that. The melee attack breaking 2k on a 3-star, really good, further boosted by the fact he's an infighter. And then the word tag's high mobility, ace exclusive. The ace exclusive is a direct counter to everything that's, him. But I guess that's why it's the secondary tag instead of the primary. But, yeah. Oh, Sukiya. How you doing, buddy? All right, let's take a look at the Jin high mobility type. The maneuver 2, okay. So, the head, leg parts EX skill power boost by 25%. We have a lot of really powerful leg EX skills. So, 25% boost. If you're lacking anything better in the head slot, sure. I don't like the fact that it is restricted to a single part slot, as overall, that's only so good. But better than some of the other head stuff we saw, like Vulcans or recover 10 armor gradually. Statistically, we're looking at about 1800 shot attack, which is okay. And melee wise, we're at about 1400, which is much better. For a 3-star arena suit, those pretty good numbers. Ace exclusive close combat, very interesting considering this is definitely coming off more as a melee type suit than a shot type suit so far. Pilot and head part, kind of rolled in on there. Ace exclusive, obviously, for shot machines. Close combat, definitely more for melee at least. But a very confused suit here, tag and stat-wise. Much like its pilot. Torso. When attacking with physical, melee power boosts by 25%. We have a ton of physical skills in the game. A ton of physical melee skills in the game. Good stuff. If you are lacking a good torso trait or potentially even EX skill, this, solid to slot in. Good stuff. Ace exclusive close combat tags again. And statistically, we're looking at about 1650. Yeah, but 1650 melee attack or so. And shots, interesting. It's just under 700 or so. A good amount of melee on this. For a 3-star arena suit, good stuff in the melee department. Ace exclusive close combat again. Why do you have the ace exclusive tag when you're like the furthest thing from a shot machine? I get that it's lore accurate, but oh, god dang. All right, arms. Yeah, the notifications don't stop. There's no way to stop it. Actually, it's not entirely true. There. That should stop the quell. What I've done is I've opened the channel that's the biggest culprit. So whenever people send messages in there, I'm hopefully no longer pinged. Yeah, Sukiya, this is the arena suit. Alright, arms. When sortying in space, melee crit rate boosted. So this is entertainingly thematic because the only time this pilot and suit appears, pilot for sure, suit, it may have shown up elsewhere as well. But for sure, this very specific instance of the suit, given the pilot, showed up during the space battle around one of the broken colonies. I'm assuming Junia 7. So sortying in space is definitely a throwback to that entire scenario where they were fighting in space for the entirety of it. The melee crit rate boost is a throwback to how absolutely fucking useless it all is. It's a complete waste. Ace exclusive close combat tags. They just don't complement the suit, really. The close combat, I guess, kind of does, but ace exclusive is just, yeah, yeet. Melee, we're looking at about 3,700 melee attack. For a welfare? No, not even a welfare. For arena, that's pretty good. And shot attack, we're looking at about 650 or so. Token. Alright. Length. BI slash. B plus power, D pierce. Did they even? I don't recall them using their swords at all during that fight. There was lots of beam rifle go pew pew. I don't recall any one of these Jins pulling out their swords. Okay. I'll take your word for it, game. Take your word for it. Anyways, on paper, this looks like a very solid EX skill. B plus power, very low cooldown, but it does purely depend on the animation that's involved. As I don't have a exorbitant amount of knowledge on melee cutscenes appearances, on paper it looks good. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Yeah, you are right on that. If anything deserved like a sacrifice EX skill, big kaboomy on self, these were the suckers. These were the suckers. Statistically, we're looking at about 1,600 or so melee attack, which for a pair of legs, remember, legs and torso tend to be the lowest in the stat department. Pretty good. Shot, still token, about 500 or so. Ace exclusive high mobility. Man, you just stop kicking the man when he's down. Let him take a breather. Backpack. When one ally shot down. Man, this is entertainingly thematic. I'll give it that. When one ally shot down, burn your consumption equals 0 for 10 seconds. God, this is like savage in a way, you know? Ace exclusive high mobility tags. And about 1,600 melee attack or so. Statistically, I don't have a lot of complaints about this one. Word tag, saying complaint is the rest of the goddamn suit. And trait, I'm not the biggest fan of Vernier consumption equals 0 or Vernier capacity even. I find that both of these are not extremely helpful, but I don't play melee that often, so I would definitely refer to people that are more melee-centric than I am. So, yeah. Alright, the Zankato. While close combat, all enemy EX skill recovery reduced by 16%. Okay. Cool beans. I've already talked about this exact trait. Moving right along. Ace exclusive close combat. Wow. And 3,800 melee attack. A little more, actually, 3,900. For a arena sword, that's a lot of poking power. And also, for people like Sukiya, here you go, a rather authentic looking katana. That's not, you know, super mechanized. All right, beam carbine. Oh, look, it's not a beam rifle. It's a beam carbine. Ooh. Shot damage raised 10%, so you're going to be taking 10% more shot damage. Job gauge increase boosts by 13%. I've already talked about job gauge increase. I'll just move right along. Ace exclusive close combat word tags. I already talked about those. Moving on. And we're looking at token about 300 melee attack and 3,400 shot. It's nice that the beam rifle adds a little bit of melee spice into the pot because, you know, it's relatively rare to see a ranged weapon slot add melee. The shot is okay, actually. It's a little bit above average for what we'd expect from 3-star / welfare, so all right. Yeah. It does come with Ace exclusive, I guess, so it can make it kind of a definitely useful beam rifle. Okay. And the shield. Well, Ace exclusive, shot spread reduced by 15%. Wow, it's worthless! Statistically, we're looking at about 700 plus. Yep, so 1,300 melee attack or so and about 300 shot. And then decent defensive values. It's acceptable. For an arena shield, okay. Ace exclusive close combat word tags. Pretty much what I said about the rest of the suit. Overall, the high maneuverability type 2 is thematically on point. Wow! Holy shit, it's like mediocre. It doesn't have a good EX skill to its name. Nothing that really stands out. The traits are okay. The tags are confusing. And the pilot's just confused. Ah. Yeah, I really don't know what to make of this one. Ugh. I don't know if I'd say the pilot's good, but the pilot's not bad. So I'll give him that. Would you like to upgrade your Xionic sword to 7-star? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not really in a rush to do it right now, because I got 101 other things to do right now. But let me double check, because if it is available, we actually have a really good point of reference here for... That's okay. Yeah, okay. Should be on my not suit. No, it's not. Whatever. I'll just search by my parts here. And we'll sort by level, because it's one of the few I actually have level at 99. Psionic sword. Hey, buddy. Nice. All right. So, let us bask in these stats here while I enjoy my beer. But this is exactly what I mean when I talk about 7-star parts and how there's really no point worrying about their stat distributions. It's just arbitrary. This is just such an arbitrary upgrade. I don't even know if I have... Oh, yeah, I do have a spare mark. Cool. Lol. 11k melee attack. Healthy numbers. You're using 5-star marks, might have to account for that. The thing is, it doesn't change my complaint about 7-star. It's an arbitrary increase. These numbers aren't like the 5 to 6. So I brought this up quite a few streams ago. So when it comes to I wish I had my whiteboard on hand, because it would be so much easier. But yeah, you know what? Screw it. I don't need a whiteboard where we're going. We're gonna do right. Beautiful. I'm just gonna shrink this a little bit and move it over here. So I've talked about this in the past, but like when it comes to games and general stat distribution for stuff, there's effectively like straight lines won't work for this. I can just brush it. So like if you had something with like an S-curve growth, right? Obviously very shittily drawn, right? That's kind of the stat distribution pool. So you'd have like, you know, fucking level 5. Oh, let me change the colors here. You'd have like, you know, 5, 10, you know, 15, 20, 25, 30, right? And that's pretty much the way that the stat distribution works when it comes to like development for stuff. And it makes it so that you can just apply this. So you say, here's your minimum stats, here's your maximum stats, and it applies the values based on the curve as you're leveling up through different things. That's typically what you see with most like RPG leveling systems, because it's really easy to apply this archetype to stuff. With 7-star, it just seems to not care about the pre-existing curve of stat distribution, and it just goes like, oh yeah, lol, you're 7-star, here's like extra stats, and it just doesn't care. It just ignores the existing curve, and it does whatever it wants because they're manually added. It's just, there's no real worry to me when I'm looking at the 7-star stuff. Like, it's cool to see the final numbers, but it just doesn't matter. It's a lot like the whose line is it anyways, right? Questions are made up and the points don't matter. It's the same here, right? 7-star doesn't matter. All the numbers are just made up as they go along. And I have a feeling that's why it took them so long to backport this to like other suits, is because they're manually creating this spread. Because 7-stars just are so so wildly different. Anyways. Anyways. Let's go take a look at the gacha now that we're done talking about all that fun stuff. And then we will bop on over to Twitter. Okay. So, I am aware that the Kshatriya is here, and I'm aware it is big and on rate up, and I would like it to add to my collection, but I'm also lacking Haro chips. I have like 13,000 in my name. Not really enough to roll and still save for anything. So it's kind of a, do I really want this or not? And I'm kind of on the fence still. It'd be neat, but I'll decide it as we go along, I guess. So we are going to take a look at our Wing Gundam Zero, whatever, the new Zero variant. We're going to look at the pilots. And then once that's all done, we're going to go look at alterations. That's where I'm actually going to look at the Kshatriya. Again, I don't really care about the stats because it has no big mode. Oh, well, that severely reduces my interest in it. It's nice that it gets 7-star, but it very much reduces my interest. Okay, anyways, let's take a look at good old Wing Gundam Zero. Now, this is a standard suit, not a 7-star limited Sokai whatever. So, gotta keep that in mind as we go along. With speed attribute, enemy shooting. All right, Hawk. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Okay. With speed attribute, enemy shooting power reduced by 30%. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So yeah, my alert box is there. Okay. And there it is showing. I don't know why there's like such a crazy delay between the donation happening and it showing up on the stream, but it's there. I got to address that at some point. Anyways, with speed attribute, enemy shooting power reduced. This only affects the suit that this is actually equipped onto, not your entire side. So it's a very situational thing. I think there's better stuff you can put on. So high mobility transformer word tags. Both of those are very powerful tertiary word tags. Nothing jaw-droppingly amazing, but you know, high mobility at least. Lots of stuff it activates. I really need to stop hitting my microphone. You know what? Let's just move it out of range of my hand for now. There. The audio should also be a little clearer now as well, with a lot less reverb. Okay. Statistically, we're looking at about 2,700 or so shot attack. And as for melee, we're looking at about 2,000 or so. For a standard suit, that's actually pretty good. Yeah. The head obviously leaves some stuff to be desired, but for the melee aspect, that's really, really good for a 4-star pick ticket pool part. So good stuff there. The tags also kind of lend itself to the melee side as well. So the trait's really the only part here. Okay. Torso. Yeah, you are right on that one, Dakota. I would definitely use this for aesthetics. I think the what's the word? Translucent parts are really, really nice on this. I think the overall aesthetic of the suit is just top notch. It's good stuff. I like the way it looks. Might be because it's Hot Wheels red. You are right on that, Snow. I most likely won't pull the Kshatriya. If you guys remember, it took me, what was it, 90,000 Haro to get the 4 parts of the original suit. I highly, highly doubt I'm going to get the 4 from this rerun. So, anyways, Torso, the Hyper Honu system. Raise your melee attack by 39% and raise your melee defense by 19%. All right, cool beans. 39% melee attack boost on a standard part is pretty much the highest you'd really expect. The 49% from the Rasen 210 is kind of an outlier. So this is pretty much the best you can expect, which is really good, obviously. High mobility transformer word tags again, workable. And parameter wise, we're looking at about 2,500 or so melee attack. For Torso, that's pretty good. Shot attack's a little more on the token side. We're like, what, 900 or so? So it's not even over 1,000. Very interesting Torso, especially for the melee users. Arms. After 15 seconds passed, boost job gauge by 50% once. So pretty much any content that you're running for 15 seconds or longer, this could be useful if you're into job gauge shenanigans. I've talked about job gauge already. I'm not a big fan of it, so this is pretty much worthless to me. High mobility transformer tags again. All right. And for the arms department, we're, spicy tamales. We're at about 5,600 or so melee attack, which is really, really good for a standard part. And about 1,000 shot attack. Overall, gorilla. For a suit that has so much what looks like glass on it, it can hit hard. Glass cannon personified. Cool beans. All right, legs. While high mobility, melee crit rate boosted by 30%. Crit rate has not changed in its crappy state between 30 minutes ago and now. All right, high mobility, high firepower. Talked about that tag combo already. And statistically, we're sitting at about 2,400 or so melee attack. It's pretty solid. And about 800, more closer to 800 shot attack. Yeah, honestly, for a pick ticket suit, this has a lot of melee output. I'm actually kind of impressed. Backpack, Hyper Kelvich, or however you pronounce that. And I know I butchered it, but I really don't care. All right. Raise melee attack of your squad by 39%. A power, D pierce, cutscene cooldown. And that's pretty much what you can expect from a non-Sokai limited. Like, alterations are typically what push these kind of things up to 49% or higher. So 39% is really, really good. Okay. Statistically, we're looking at about 2,500 melee attack, probably on the lower end between the two of them. Well, for a backpack, really good. And then for shot, we're looking at about 850, around there. Not bad. For a melee suit. Okay. The Beam Saber. Shot attack down 10%, so you're doing 10% less shot damage. And melee damage output boosts by 300. It's a big number, but it's still a flat number. It's garbage. High mobility, transformer. And statistically, we're looking at about 5,800 melee attack. That's pretty good. For a pick ticket part, that's a lot of big number. Big gorilla go slap slap. Good stuff. All right, the Hyper Kelvich, however you pronounce that damn thing. It's the twin beam swords. Infighter job, very easy to get. Melee power boosted by 30%. That's a spicy one right there. Good stuff. The melee power boost 30% is the highest that you will see outside of Super Sokai and Sokai parts, which push this up to 35%, up to a maximum of 40. But this is the best you're going to get outside of that. So that's really good. And Infighter makes it extremely easy to take advantage of. Statistically, pretty much the same as the previous weapon, 5,800, and high mobility, high firepower tags. This, I honestly think, is the superior between the weapons so far. The beam sword having a rather lackluster trait, this having a rather not lackluster trait. Good stuff. The Twin Buster Rifle. While high mobility, initial EX skill charge boosted by 20%. So we've talked about initial EX skill charge in previous streams. For anyone that's not watched those, whatever. TLDR, and the general EX cooldown is arguably the best, but initial EX skill charge does still have its uses. 20% is the highest modifier you're going to see outside of Sokai limited parts, and high mobility is very easy to get your hands on to activate this. So overall, okay. Stats, almost 5,100 shot attack. Okay, you know, nothing terribly amazing, but pretty good. And melee wise, you get a token 400 change. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, all right, you know, 400 change melee attack, just under 5,100 shot. Really no carryovers there. Initial EX skill charge boost, high mobility, high firepower. All right. The Twin Buster Rifle. When all 3 Gunpla are speed, melee damage plus 300 for your squad. That's a flat number boost. It's not really worth it. Statistically the same as the previous weapons. High mobility, transformer. And the Wing Shield. That's a pretty nice looking shield, honestly. Royal Heart, a pocket rocket. B plus power, B melee, low cooldown. Lower hit Gunpla beam resist by 29%. Thrust your charged sword to cleave cleanly through foes. We'll have to see the animation on this to really make heads or tails of what we're seeing here, which is thankfully very soon. On paper, those looks really good. Low cooldown, high damage. Looks like a quick one and done, but we will see. Statistically, we're looking at about just under 2,000 melee attack on a shield, which is really good after carryovers. Almost all of it coming from the defensive category as well. So marks will scale very well with this. And we also have a relatively token about 500 or so shot attack. Okay. So overall, the new Wing Gundam Zero variant, it's okay. You know, it's definitely like a melee gorilla, but because of all the stuff that we've got with like Sokai, the 7 stars coming effectively every week and stuff, there's really just no point in rolling standard suits at all anymore. Like, literally, it's purely aesthetics now. No matter how good you make those standard suits, there's never a good reason to really roll them, because the 7 stars that we're getting every week instantly eclipse them. So Calabash, I don't really care either way. Okay, cool beans. And let's take a look at our 2 pilots for this week. We'll start with Luna Armonia. Interesting stat spread. So her trait, when melee defense is under 20,000, buff EX skill effect up 15%. Interesting. She is a supporter type, so she's going to inevitably have much lower offensive values to begin with, higher on the defensive side. So 20,000 melee def or under, Gonna be kind of difficult on that one unless you're running suboptimal, but you are probably running a support pilot to begin with for suboptimal. Heavy armor, 4 space word tags, cool beans. The heavy armor is nice to see, you know, a little more variety in what we have available. 4 space, I'm not really a big fan of that tag, so it's kind of worthless. Statistically, 1687 on both melee and shot. Carryovers, keeping them below 2000, bringing them around 1800 or so. Is that amazing? You know, it's okay. But I guess she is a 3-star pilot, so I should give her kind of plus marks for that. For a 3-star pilot, having just under 2,000 in both of your primary offensive stats is really good. However, because her job license is supporter, she's not really going to be able to capitalize on that too much, having no offensive bonuses from the job license, and the AI probably won't play nice with you on that front if you decide to let it be computer controlled. Okay. All right, and Galio Bodwin 2. Trait, when armor is 60% or more, easy to do, don't get hit. EX skill cooldown reduced by 20%. It's really solid. Wasn't this the same pilot that got the all power boost with his previous 4-star incarnation? Is he just blessed to have good traits or something? Is that what I'm getting from Mr. Purple over here? Anyways, cool beans. Infighter statistics. We're looking at about 3,100 or so melee attack, and we're looking at about 1,300 shot. You know, for a melee pilot, not build project, breaking 3K before marks. It's pretty fucking good. Close combat, heavy armor word tags, workable. Okay. Overall, very interesting 4-star pilot. Good stats. Very, very nice trait. Good stuff. He's the hero of IBO. Come on now. All right. Very interesting. Alrighty. With all that out of the way, we're going to pop over to the alteration screen, but we are going to watch the Twitter video first, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so that's the new Kshatriya. Air quotes on new. Let's take a look at our wing variant first, and we'll go from there. Alright. The Awakening. Alright, the only real difference is the beam that comes up, but who cares? No, hold on just a cursed second. So that's the shield. Okay, so honestly, so this is the shield EX, Royal Heart. So I don't really actually have a lot of complaints about this. You activate it, you do a quick dash forward, and then you do the spin. You're very mobile. It's very to the point. Lots of coverage for what it is, and you only hit the target once with this during your spin. Honestly, that's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Okay, and let's take a look at our resident backpack cutscene EX. Wait, I've seen this man before. This animation is really familiar. Where have I seen this? It's the Exia Dark Matter. Bandai, you can do better than that. All right, and let's take a look at our new quad bod, shall we? All right, so the exact same EX skill as the previous incarnation. And the exact, okay, so it's literally the exact same suit, no changes. Probably in the traits there are differences, but it's the same goddamn suit. Just a different trait in 7-star. It's also tiresome. All right. With that in mind, we only have the Kshatriya to look at for alterations. So I'm going to take a look at the Kshatriya, and then I'm going to go and obtain some Haro chips, and then we'll enter hell. All right. The Kshatriya speed attribute head. Now, for anyone that hasn't seen me going over alterations, typically I don't look at the stats whatsoever, as it is safe to assume that they just unilaterally increase upon alteration. We have less than 5 examples in the game where the stats drastically differ pre and post alteration, so I do recommend that everyone, before they invest in the materials, does their own research into the numbers to make sure it does turn into what they want. It's pretty much a you problem at that point. For this, though, as it is a 7-star suit, I have not looked at the stats. I'm not going to look at the stats. I'm just going to look at the word tag and the trait to get a general idea of the part. It is safe to assume the stats are jaw-droppingly amazing and outclass effectively everything that's not 7-star hands down. And as it is the newest 7-star suit, is most likely better than most of the other 7-star suits. This is the way it be. Alright, so Kshatriya head. With speed attribute, namesake, EX skill cooldown reduced by 23%. Very easy to activate this trigger, a very hefty cooldown reduction as well. No complaints. While high firepower, that's a very universal word tag. It's available in so many suits, it's not even funny. You get the EX skill power boosted by 40%. Now, honestly, that's a very good symbiotic combination. You're getting the cooldown reduction, the highest modifier in the game at 23%, and you're getting the highest EX skill power modification at 40%. So you're getting the best of both worlds, cooldown reduction and power boost. Good stuff. High firepower and ace exclusive word tags. That's really good. So the high firepower tag is applicable to both melee and shot. And actually, I'll go back to the traits in a second to kind of compound on something. So you have the high firepower, good for melee, good for shot, and then ace exclusive, the best shot tag one of the 2 best shot tags in the game. The other one being commander. Pretty much a staple on all those suits. Statistically, as we expect, it's definitely skewed towards shot. Now, as I was mentioning before I'd go back to this is actually a universal trait batch here. So with speed attribute and while high firepower, both of these things can actually be used on both melee and shot, meaning it is actually one of the very few parts in this game that is applicable to any suit in the game as long as it is a speed suit and has high firepower. The word tag is compatible with both melee and shot, and speed can be used on any build in the game, granted you have the right parts. That makes the Kshatriya head, this new one, extremely versatile, very powerful. Keep it in mind. Torso. The chest, mega particle cannon, and eye field. Now, on paper, this sounds like a very, very powerful skill. B plus power, A pierce, a relatively short cooldown. And you get a beam resist boost. Not that that really matters. The B plus power, A pierce alone is, spicy. But the biggest downside to this EX skill is the range. When you launch it, it has a very, very, very short distance and a rather pitiful conal spread in front of you. It does require a little bit of practice to actually line it up and hit, and frankly, there's just so many better EX skills in the torso for shot than what this offers. It does look cool, but it's really just not worth it. High firepower Xeon word tags. Both of them are powerful tertiaries, definitely more the former than the latter. All right, arms. Funnels. So here we have an A plus pierce B plus power funnels. Now, to me, this is one of, if not the most powerful beam funnel skill in the game, because it has the most bits that get launched. If I remember correctly, it's 16 or 18. That's a very high number. Now, the biggest issue I have with beam funnels in this game is they're just not balanced properly. Every X amount of seconds, all of them will open fire on your target. However, they're all pretty much scaled to do the same damage per shot based on the pierce power. So if you're running the new Verka, and you're using its backpack, versus, for example, the Kshatriyas, you have 6 projectiles shooting in the same intervals as, 16 projectiles. It doesn't take a mathematical genius to know that's a lot of damage loss and difference between the two of them. And that's kind of my core issue with funnels, beam funnels specifically. Melee funnels don't suffer from this whatsoever. They just fucking slap. So you just have to be careful when investing into beam funnels to make sure that the amount of bits you're actually using to shoot at things, is a lot. High firepower ace exclusive word tags again. All right, cool. And lastly, our legs. Long shooter job, shooting power boost by 40%. Very easy to find a good long shooter and a very, very healthy shooting power boost. Melee attack down 20%, so you're doing 20% less melee attack damage. And shooting power is boosted by 40% further. So as long as you're a long shooter and don't care that you've lost a little bit of your melee attack, you're getting an 80% shot power boost. That's a really worth it trade-off. High firepower ace exclusive word tags again. Sure beans. So it is, again, one of those suits that doesn't really have a lot of parts to it, but each one does pack a punch. The torso is unfortunately still a letdown. I really, really wish that they had turned this into something more powerful for the 7-star re-release of the suit. Perhaps a cross-map beam, or perhaps the cannons alterate fire, so you have more of like something Vulcan style for a very quick, quick couple rotation blasts to do some damage, something with range. Because unfortunately its current TX skill is just really lackluster for what it is. It's still powerful if you hit, but the problem is actually hitting it and getting all the hits in on it. So it's kind of sad that they literally copy pasted the suit but just made the numbers bigger. Anyways, so with all that out of the way, I'm going to go and quickly make a El Precioso here real fast for the gacha rolls. So I will use the gift so granted by Goldhawk and buy the $50 pack in the store here for me. Okay, so we have purchased one of these packs here. Let's get cracking. So no matter what, I'm going to be doing, well, let's see, 6 rolls. So no matter what, there's 6 rolls to be had. Now, as for rate ups here, I'm probably going to do the guaranteed step up capsules here, just because the guaranteed rolls are, yeah. Let's get cracking, shall we? Oh, wait. It's 1,500 per roll. 1,530. Yeah, no. 1, 2, 3, 6 rolls, yeah. 6 rolls, not 9. Don't mind me. Nice. Nothing but blues. All right. Let's do another roll. Ah, purple. I don't actually know if purple can upgrade to gold. I don't think I've seen it before. Because I know purple can upgrade to gold, but I don't know if that can skip a grade right into orange or not. It can? Okay, that's what I thought, but never sure, unfortunately. No upgrade. What even are you? Force Impulse. Okay. And let's go for number 3. Wow, look at that. My guarantee came through. Oh, let's just enjoy the rolls, gang. Ugh. Arms. Oh, I forgot to set on auto recycle. Oh well. I think if I had to pick a part from the suit I really wanted to get, I would want the arms because I really like the EX skill from the arms, and then the head. I think those are the 2 parts that I really want in that order. And it looks like I get the head first, so cool. So now I just need the other 3 parts. Wow, melee damage taken reduced. Oh, so generous. And I think that's all I'm gonna get 6-star wise from this roll. It was either the head or the arms that I struggled with on the OG. Wow, I got the head and the torso. Dang. Alright, I'm halfway there. Living on a prayer. Let's go. Alright. So, that's the urgent step up done. Let's do my last 3. Yeah, I'm actually surprised you managed to call that. Oh, wow. Hey, look at that. Somehow, my rates are better, not on the step up. Thanks, Goldhawk, but it came a second too late. Alright. In before dupe. No. Have mercy on my soul. To be fair, it is a 50-50 chance that I get a dupe, so... Oh. Bamco Spy? Don't let me meet you IRL, buddy. Yeah, fucking prick. Yeah, you are right. At least I did get the better dupe between the parts, so there is that. Alright, give me the blue. Yeah, doggy. Alright, and last roll. Thanks to your vote of confidence, Snow. You fucking... Do not use Xant's luck to gauge rolling. What do you mean? My step up was terrible. I only got the guaranteed last roll. Alright, come on, you son of a bitch. Give me those arms. Could fucking kill somebody, I swear to God. Okay. Yo, shit, I got the arms? Oh, what? Alright, sure, shit. Fuck. I'm not gonna complain. Nice. Alright. I got 3 out of 4 parts. I've used 9,000 Haro. So, if we do the law of averages, I need 81,000 Haro to get the legs. I don't have 81,000 Haro. Yeah, 1 part again. It's always the Kshatriya, dude. Even the repaired. Even like the base Kshatriya, missing 1 part. Repaired, missing 1 part. The reboot, missing 1 part. Fuck. Pick ticket it later. Do we? Cripes. Okay. Yep. There's no escaping the 1 part missing from the Kshatriya curse. Never, never, ever. $2. Why? Why you like this? What can I get for $2? Probably not much. Yo, I can get like almost a YOLO. Do I do it? Alright, gang, let's suffer. Alright, Kshatriya legs. Come to Papa! I should have known better. I knew it. Make my bed for luck. You know, I think you guys would love it. I haven't made my bed in like 3 months. Alright. Make me suffer. Make me regret. Snow said chest. At this point, because of how on point he's been with his curses, it's chest. It's pretty much all there is to it. Like, I have a 25% chance of it being new. As funny as it is, I don't like those odds. I looked away for a second. Which part did I... Yes! I didn't have to spend 90,000 euro. Fuck yeah! Yes! Alrighty. Well, that wraps up that then. Dope. So I got a head dupe from all of this, which is really nice, because backslotting that when they're both 7-star is going to be some stupid numbers. What? 3 heads for the price of none? EX skill power boost by 1%! Oh! Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Now I'm actually curious here, because that was a good handful of rolls. What am I looking at material-wise here for the build project? One more for 10. Maybe I'll do one more for the lulls. Just so I get that nice, healthy, rounded 10. No, that's actually just such a waste. Alright, cool beans. Oh! With that... I should trade my heads for something else. Nah, man. Those are probably just going to get merged together. Alright. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap up because done everything we need to for this patch. Thanks for tuning in, hanging out as always. Hopefully the rolls were entertaining enough. God, that was a roller coaster. We need to see it in action. It's the Kshatriya. It's not like we got this suit like 2 years ago. Anyways. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap up. Peace out, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't, I would recommend joining the Discord. I do regular weekday streams now, and Saturday streams as well. You can also just check me out on Twitter. Schedule's up on both of those. Anyways, I'm going to head out. It's late AF, so peace out. See you guys in the next one.